I'm Grills Tear. I'm gonna show you what it takes to get out alive for some of the most dangerous places on Earth. I've got to make it through a week of challenges in the sorts of places you wouldn't last a day without the right survival skills. Welcome to Grills vs. the Wild.
This is the natural rainforest of New England. It lays beneath our feet. It is truly a miracle that we are here. I am Grills Tear, your host. Okay, today we will be going deep into the forest. We are going to find the great American turkey. Okay, we're gonna start our hunt now. Okay. Basically, in order to find the turkey, right here, here's a track. Right here, okay. You see this? This is turkey poop. I think it's head southwest, which would be in that direction. Right here. Come on. Be quiet. Step like I did, okay. Right here, you see this? This is the great American turkey. Come on closer. This is the American turkey right here in its natural habitat. It loves laundering over these trees.
The turkey is a large bird in the genus Meleagris, which is native to the Americas. Males of both turkey species have distinctive fleshy wattles. They are among the largest birds in their ranges.
Okay, we're gonna try to sneak up on it. This is incredible to see one of these out in the wild. Okay, follow me. Shh, be quiet. Okay. It thinks that it's camouflaged right now, but indeed we can see it. Okay, we're gonna approach this turkey slowly. Be quiet. This is our time to pounce. Alright guys, I think it's dead. One more just to make sure. This is a perfect Thanksgiving meal. Welcome to the Transcript.
Hi, I'm Emmett.
I'm Josie.
And I'm Lucy.
And welcome to the Transcript. This week, Politic Off explains the meaning of OK Boomer.
Hamped Up looks into our rivalry with Amherst.
Smarts and Crafts makes Thanksgiving decorations with Mrs. Hale.
Willa and Drew appear on Nacho Average Interview.
Chief Thrills visits UYA Restaurant in Florence.
Jaz and Aaron go to a stock market competition.
And Frida and Katie explore NHS electives. Stay tuned to the end of the episode for an important message from the Northamptons.
Over the last few months, both the conservative and progressive parties in Israel have failed to successfully form governments, culminating in the most recent failure by the center-left Blue-White Party this past week. The country is now set to enter a 3-week period of negotiation and deal-making in the hopes of creating a bipartisan government, as both Benjamin Netanyahu and Benny Gantz, the heads of both parties, now agree that a single-party majority is almost impossible to achieve. On Wednesday, the fifth Democratic debate took place in Atlanta, with Democrat candidates Pete Buttigieg, Joe Biden, Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, Andrew Yang, Tom Steyer, and Tulsi Gabbard trading blows in witty remarks. Despite the polling lead by candidates like Biden, Sanders, or Warren, all the candidates seemed ready and willing to fight it out on stage. In a session of the New Economy Forum, former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger said that the US and China were in, quote, the foothills of a new Cold War, unquote. Kissinger continued on to say that China and the US were countries of a magnitude exceeding that of the Soviet Union and America, and that the world's two largest economies are bound to constantly interfere with each other. The US and China are currently attempting to assemble a partial trade agreement amid wilder tensions ranging from human rights concerns over pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong and the detention of Muslims in China's Xinjiang region. Kissinger said he thought a solution to the unrest in Hong Kong was possible, if not likely, and that he hoped it would be solved through negotiation.
I'm Jaime.
And I'm John.
The New England Patriots were able to beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl rematch on Sunday, defeating the Eagles 17-10.
The Patriots had the #1 defense in the NFL and fully took advantage of the depleted Eagles offense after spotting them 10 points.
Philadelphia lost Lane Johnson in the second quarter with a concussion. Without him, the offense wasn't the same, and quarterback was sacked a total of 5 times.
The Patriots won the game on a trick play. Brady threw the ball back to Edelman that allowed the former quarterback to throw.
Edelman got the ball to Dorsett in the zone for the touchdown, gave the Patriots the lead.
Next Sunday, the Patriots returned to Foxborough and for a showdown with the Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome to Hamped Up.
Y'all ready for this?
Lakers versus Celtics, Red Sox versus Yankees, Barcelona versus Real Madrid, Northampton versus Amherst. Rivalry is as old as time.
With many incidents, some violent and some not, involving these two schools this year and years past, we sat down with Ryan Parent, an alum of NHS and a current coach and teacher, to ask about this rivalry, past and present.
The Amherst-Northampton rivalry has been here since I played here, dating back to the 80s. It's always been a big rivalry here. I think it has gone back and forth at various times. I think sometimes it's been a little bit greater than others. I think the reality is that Northampton has had consistent success in sports like football, lacrosse, basketball, girls and boys basketball than Amherst has. Amherst may have had some better singular years, but Northampton's had more of success. So there are some years it's been really bad, and right now it's kind of in a weird phase. I don't think it will ever really die out. I think the reality is that we're always Amherst's biggest rival. I don't think they're always our biggest rival. I think there are, Central and Minnechaug are bigger rivals for us in girls basketball, boys basketball. We have Taconic and other, we've had a lot of rivals. They always kind of try to beat us more than we try to beat them.
We also took to the halls to ask NHS students of various grades about the current state of this rivalry.
My experience with Amherst is I play football, and I've gone to the basketball games against them. It gets very rowdy, and, I broke my arm against them, sadly. But I think the peak of the rivalry was a couple of years ago when that fight happened at the cage. I think that was awesome, and I think we won the fight.
I knew about it coming into high school, but I didn't necessarily know that it was a huge thing. Because I remember when I went to the away game at Amherst, everyone was really hyped up about everything. So
before coming to NHS, I didn't know much about the Amherst-Northampton rivalry, but I've kind of heard a little bit more about it, but not too much, I've heard.
Yeah, before going to Northampton, I didn't know about the Amherst rivalry, but I've learned a little bit more about it.
I have friends who go to Amherst, and they always like to hate on us, but when my sister was here, she talked about it being a lot worse than I think it is now, but I did get yelled at by the Amherst side at a football game, so I think it's still pretty heated.
When I was a freshman, there were instances of fighting and verbal aggression.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Hi, I'm Katie, and welcome to Another News. This week, I looked at Filmmaking Workshop, an elective class offered at NHS to learn about the curriculum and what it involves. I spoke to Stephen Eldridge, who teaches the class. He also teaches other visual arts courses, such as film studies, acting and directing workshop, and many more.
So I've been teaching for a long time. I was a teaching assistant in graduate school. My master's is in acting. I went to NYU and got my MFA in acting there. So I've been teaching in one way or another since about 1981. Certainly my interest was in acting when I went to NYU, and most of my training and most of my experience is on stage. but it's hard to be an actor and not be interested in acting in films. So I have had small roles in big movies and big roles in tiny movies, and have even some experience assistant directing a film back in New York way long ago. Teaching that course is a huge challenge, and the more I learn as I teach it, the more interesting it becomes, and the more challenging it becomes. The goal is to make a really good movie. And to really make a really good movie is really, really hard. To understand just what shot sizes to use when shooting a scene, how reverse shot works in a scene, what continuity editing is that will create unbroken time and direction and space through a scene. So my goal is to help students make really good shots and really good edits, and to begin to understand how to craft those shots and edits into a story. It's really complicated. My other goal is to get them to learn how to collaborate in teams, because you can't make the thing that theater and film most have in common is they require teams. They require large teams, and people have to be on the same page. The director and the designer, the set designer, the lighting designer, and the costume designer all have to agree on what colors they want to use, or you have a holy mess, yeah? So we try to do all of this in Filmmaking Workshop, and it's not easy. What I've just done was say to guidance that I think that videography, at the very least, should be a requirement for Filmmaking Workshop. And they're pretty skeptical about that. They don't think I'll have enough students. But the biggest challenge I've found every semester is having this wide variety of students, some of whom really know what they're doing with cameras and stuff, and at least have taken videography, and some of whom have never done any of that and are starting at the beginning, and trying to keep everybody going at the same time is really difficult.
You can find out more about Filmmaking Workshop and other electives at www.northamptonschools.org, as well as on Aspen in the Group Resources tab. Thanks for watching.
Alright guys, welcome back. We are at UYA Poke Bowl in Florence, Massachusetts, and we have here the air-fried chicken roll. We had a recommendation from our good friend Ben Raposa on Hamped Up, and Hale Serpinski and Justice Rogers. So we're back here today to see what's up with the hype about the poke.
That's good.
It's not a gimmick. It's worth it. It's very, very good. In range of the school during lunch break too. If you have a car, pop on down. You can definitely get it in time to get back to class.
No, usually I actually don't like avocado, but with this, it's actually pretty good. It is really good. It's a little expensive, but like this is all fresh. You know, they cook it right in front of you. They're cutting up the vegetables.
And also, buy like a little bit expensive. It's only like it's like $10.50, I think. And like they also have really good smoothies here too.
Boba tea, bubble tea. Overall, it's delicious. Everything tastes fresh, you know, and they have a variety of menu options. Although it's a little expensive, you're getting what you pay for it. It's a good value, and I wouldn't call it a cheap thrill, but it's worth it.
Moderately priced thrill.
I would recommend this, and we're definitely coming back.
For sure.
My formal name is Zhan. Most people call me Yo-Yo. And what's the reason to start this business?
What's your relation to this
Relation?
business? Yeah.
I'm the owner.
You're the owner?
Yes.
Here?
We started last year, September 26th. Poke bowl, it was Hawaii food. It's from Hawaii. But in Hawaii, they only do, the poke means diced fish, cubed fish. So it's fish and a sauce like that. It's pre-made. You can get it from like supermarket. It's very common over there. But it's become popular in California. Started in California, so they started to bring poke there, but they made it more diverse, like with chickens, with tofu, you know, with more different kind of vegetables. this has been very good. Like you guys know, we have a lot of high school students from your schools.
Yes.
They are regular customers here. And we have lots of families, local professionals walks around. So this has been very good. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sitting and talking with us.
Thank
It's
you.
been great. Thanks for letting us film.
All right, yeah.
And the food was delicious, by the way.
Yes, thank
very,
you.
Very.
Thank you guys for watching. Have a great Friday, great weekend, and we'll see you next
time.
week.
Hi, welcome to Smarts and Crafts. Today we are here with
Rachel Stavely Hale.
And today for our special Thanksgiving episode, we will be making turkeys. What do you do here at the high school?
I teach math, and I'm also the math department chair. For the 3 years before I came to NHS, I was a stay-at-home mom, and before that I was a student teacher here at NHS, working down the hall with Ms. Keefe. She was my mentor teacher when I was a student teacher.
What do you like to do like out of school?
I like to do crafty things, although I've never made a turkey. I knit and I crochet. I like to cook. I like to play guitar and sing. I like to hang out with my family. I live in an antique schoolhouse in the middle of a cemetery. That's weird. Most people can't say that. So I was a straight A honor roll type student in high school and thoroughly burned myself out doing that. I gave myself an ulcer senior year and then kind of had a nervous breakdown while applying for college. I had a lot of colleges on my list that were like Ivy League schools, and the whole thing just seemed too high pressure. And so I freaked out at the last minute, and I only applied to Smith College and to Hampshire College. And then I went to Hampshire because I was like, oh cool, they don't have tests or like grades. But that turned out to be a bad idea because it meant that I didn't do a lot of work. Luckily, I had enough maturity to recognize that I was probably wasting a lot of my parents' money and should not be in school if I wasn't actually interested in studying. So I dropped out. Just don't hurt yourself.
I kind of like just the pencil neck.
Oh.
I like it. I think we have to name it.
I think that's appropriate.
Any name suggestions? Everyone's gonna be like, name it Jeremy. I'm down for Jeremy.
It's the most festive Thanksgiving centerpiece ever.
Last Thursday, Mr. Gordon led an entourage of stock market hungry students to Springfield for the 2019 Annual Stock Market Challenge. In this challenge, groups of students from all over the area are given $1 million virtual dollars to invest over a period of 60 virtual days. It's important to have knowledge about financial matters, including investment and the stock market, for when we get out of high school. This event is the perfect way to practice and develop these skills in a creative and fun way. We had a few questions about why NHS students participate in such an event, so we sat down with the man himself, Mr. Gordon.
The Junior Achievement Western Mass Stock Market Challenge is a great experience where people can really look at the excitement of being a day trader, to look at how risky, how dangerous, and how exciting the market is. Things change a lot more at this event than usually on a given day. But it gets people interested in the financial market, and for some people it might be a career, and for some people it'll be the difference between having a savings and not. If you put your money in the bank, you're getting nothing out of interest. You really have to learn to invest either in a safe portfolio, a mutual fund, or if you really want to look at it, go for the stocks.
Again, just like.
So yeah. Since about 2014, that's when I keep track of when I started using the stock market event. 2017, we had first and second place. 2018, also a win. 2019, I brought Jasper and Aaron. Last year I brought a handful of sophomores who went this year again as juniors, and I imagine as seniors they're going to accept nothing but victory. Victory. Victory.
Jordan, we're gonna eat some pizza, and then we're gonna buy and sell stocks. Jordan, I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Bell third. Stacking penny stocks while I'm flipping these birds. Sipping on Ciroc, trip 'em up with the words. I done popped the Molly and I think it's be my third.
What inspired you to come on this trip?
No school and food.
Jordan Bell third. Jordan Bell third. I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Bell third. Stacking penny stocks while I'm flipping these birds.
That was all for this week's episode.
Come support the Northamptons tonight at 7 p.m. in the Little Theater to get a sneak peek of first night.
It's free and we hope to see you all there.
Also, make sure to check out the Devil's Advocate on Instagram. Thanks for watching.